Understanding the kind of candlesticks will help you to analyze the markets and know what is happening at any point in time. So today we are looking at types of candlesticks, and the first, all these blue and red boxes are all these green and red boxes are candlesticks, and the first kind of candlestick we are going to see is called a harami. So let me show you an example of a harami. This is a harami, a bullish or bearish candlestick with a small wick or shadow. Remember that we said candlestick has a body and a wick, which is this outward projection. So this is example of a harami. A harami can either be bullish or bearish. So let's see from the charts examples of harami. Okay, we can see that this particular candlestick, this one I touched the cursor on, is a harami. There are so many haramis here. Most of the candlesticks here are haramis because they have a big body compared to the wick. So all these are haramis. All these are haramis. Okay. This is a harami, a candle with a big body and a small wick. So the next kind of candlestick we are going to be looking at is a doji. A doji is a candlestick that has no body. It does not have a body. For instance, this is a doji. This candlestick we are seeing here, or what we are seeing wicks, but no body. So this kind of candlestick signifies indecision. This is a doji. Let's look for another doji. A candlestick that has no body. Okay, this cannot be fully called a doji because it has a very small body. Okay, a candle. Okay, this is another doji here. This is another doji. You see this red candlestick in between here. This is another doji. Okay, you see that this small red candlestick. This is another doji here. So that is it. You can now identify two haramis and doji. Remember, a doji is a candlestick without a body, but with only wicks. So the next kind of candle we are going to identify is the hammer and the hanging man. So this is an example of a hammer. It just looks like a hammer. So when the hammer occurs, the hammer is a sign of trend reversal. When this hammer occurs in a downtrend, it is called a hammer. When it occurs in an uptrend, it is called a hanging man. So let's go back to our charts and try to identify hammers. Let's go to another time frame, probably 1 hour, H1. Okay, so we can see here, we can see a hammer here. You can see this candlestick at the top. This is called, remember we said when a hammer occurs, this is an uptrend, and when a hammer occurs in an uptrend, it is called a hanging man. So you can see that this just has the shape of a hammer. That is why it's called a hammer. But when it occurs in an uptrend, it is called a hanging man. So it signifies trend reversal, that the trend is about to reverse. Okay, so this is another hammer here. This one is a hammer because it occurs in a downtrend. So hammer occurs in a downtrend while hanging man occurs in an uptrend. Okay, so you can scroll through the charts trying to identify where hammer and hanging man occurs. Remember, hammer occurs in a downtrend while hanging man occurs in an uptrend. So that is just it. So in our next class, we are going to look at the remaining two types of candlesticks. So don't forget to subscribe and follow up on this channel to learn all you need to know about forex.